Hey guys, this is kind of, I guess you can call it my G1 plus WWE and, Summerslam preview, whatever. I'm just kind of shooting. And, yeah, I just really had to do this. I was waiting on the G1. I didn't want to do day-by-day results. I had to watch it while I had it. All my expectations, which they were decent, but just oh my god, they're exceeded. Except for Takayama and Tanahashi underperforming like ridiculously. I can agree. Like Takayama, he's older. Like, what the fuck's the guy supposed to do? 450 splash? I can agree with that. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, saying he's not phoning it in. And he's also had some pretty shitty opponents. But yeah, still underperforming. Definitely underperforming. You don't have a match with Giant Bernard, which should be amazing, and then just like, huh. As for Tanahashi, holy shit, all of his matches are identical. Anyone who says John Cena sucks needs to watch Tanahashi. They'll be begging, they'll be sucking John Cena's dick to never see that shit again. Tanahashi, if he's not getting his stupid haircut knocked off of his head with lariats and fucking elbows, he's useless. I'm sorry, but even I used to be like, well, he's not that bad. Yeah, he's that bad. He's worse. I'm like, he has some ability or whatever, but the dude throws lighter strikes than fucking Liger. And Liger's like how small compared to him? Like, fucking don't exchange with someone if you can't throw a forearm. Motherfucker, come on. Alright, I'm a pretty positive guy, though. Very positive. Shaved off my beard. These criticisms are just because I care. Having said all this, Shinihon Pro Wrestling is taking over the world, motherfuckers. This tournament has been great. Everything's been great. The Sombra was kind of, yeah, because it's kind of a random entrant. You expect him to be more in a Super J Cup, that kind of tournament, but he actually fits in. He's quite big. I think he's bigger than Sin Cara or Mystico, and he's a better wrestler too. So it's kind of similar to Alberto Del Rio before when he was Dos Caros Jr. So anyway, the Sombra's been good. Goto has been a monster. He's a serious threat. Kojima's been alright. It's selling. I mean, he gets the shit kicked out of his arm. His arm should be hanging off the side, and he not only comes back briefly and sells it, he comes back hitting like an offense that's like 99.99% injured elbow and arm, and just he never sells it afterward when he wins. So, like, people can say stuff about guys like Cena, but at least they sell. And speaking of selling, Nakamura, oh my god, this guy is so good. Nakamura Shinsuke, I mean, he's a cool guy. He's obviously I don't want to say obviously, because, a lot of guys are kind of my Facebook and Twitter connection. They might see this, and I don't want Giant Bernard kicking my ass. Screw it. Nakamura is the coolest guy in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he shows it. And by the way, when I was mentioning the selling, when he got hit with a lariat or a neck breaker on the apron, something like that, oh, you thought his neck was broken. He sold better than Stone Cold Steve Austin when his neck actually broke. The dude is good. Yeah, I feel his pain, and then when he comes back with so much aggression, oh, Ali. If Ali were a professional wrestler, I mean, damn, that's got to be where he'd go. At least if he's Japanese, he'd have to be Nakamura. Yeah, Nakamura's been great, and here's a surprise: Suzuki Minoru. I honestly believe he's at his all-time best. I don't think he was motivated in the last years of All Japan, and I've been saying, like, I've been praising All Japan and whatnot for quite a while, but they're good. They go a little overkill, and Suzuki's a guy where if you put him in a match like 20, 25 minutes or even more, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be. And if you want any proof of that, go watch his match with Sugiura and stay awake. I'll give you a cookie if you can stay awake. I mean, come on, man. So Suzuki is just great. I mean, in one match he's facing La Sombra. La Sombra does this move where he does a quebrada, like a lion salt, and if a guy rolls out of the way, he'll land on his feet and hit another moonsault like, pretty much as soon as he gets his footing, which it's like instantaneous, like boom, boom. And he's been hitting this on guys throughout the tournament. I'm not going to give you any spoilers on who won or whatever, but Suzuki kind of like sidesteps him a little bit and catches him in the triangle on the second moonsault. But it's like a triangle armbar because Suzuki knows wrestling. Like, he treats it as if it were a real fight. Like, what would he do? He doesn't do anything that he wouldn't do. The Sombra's wearing like an arm, like a bandage. Obviously, he has like some kind of arm injury. Goes right after it. Goes after it. He doesn't just focus on the choke. In every other match he's in, he never focused on the arm like this. So you know he adapts to different matches. He doesn't just go with the same old routine. And speaking of that, the guy who should be in Tanahashi's position, maybe not champion, but Tanahashi should be, get the fuck out, Jack. Hit the road. Naito Tetsuya. Naito he's great, man. I'm not saying put the belt on him right now, but he's kind of like Tanahashi or Muta, except for he actually fucking hits people. He doesn't throw like weak little bitch shots that would be in TNA or something. He has lead in his hands, even though he's small, a little bit smaller. He can stand up against a fairly big guy and look believable. He can stand up to a Suzuki Minoru and throw strikes with him, and it will look believable. If Tanahashi does it, you're like, oh, whoa, I can't believe these guys have to sell for this pussy. And fuck it, if Tanahashi ever sees this, I'll take his ass on. I just need to get in a little bit of shape. I've been running every day. I've been hitting the gym. I'm getting in better shape, losing a little bit of weight, a little fat guy, whatever. I was a bit depressed. Not anymore. Okay, so the G1, it's just incredible. You need to see it. I would say frequency of like 80% or 4-star matches or higher. Every show has something that's 4 stars or higher. One show has like 3 of those matches, and one show there's a night that has, I believe it was Kojima Satoshi and Nakamura Shinsuke. Guess what? Like, I had this at 85%. Even crazier, the next night with the hottest Kurikan crowd in modern, like, New Japan, and modern, like, pro wrestling. Tenzan Hiroyshi versus Nakamura Shinsuke, Kurikan all. Wow. Like, even I wanted Tenzan to win, and I'm a Nakamura guy. Just a great match, and by the way, also 85% with me. I consider 85%. I mean, I think it will hold up. Just the crowd alone. I mean, it gave me chills. But the actual wrestling and the counters and the unpredictability, just unpredictability. Not every match in this tournament has been like, let's hit 6 big moves, or not 6. Let's hit a big move, guy will kick out. Another big move, guy kicks out. Then you do big move. You do like 2 or 3, and he kicks out of your stuff, and then the big finish right after he kicks out, like your second finisher, whatever, beats him. Yeah, that's known as a finishing stretch. And New Japan's not doing that with every match. And you mind blower, I think the longest match in this tournament has went just over 20 minutes. Doesn't matter. These matches, by 5 minutes in the match, you hear when there's like, I recognize 5 minutes gone by when they say it. I don't know, almost like Japanese, right? When I hear it, only 5 minutes, I'm like, holy fuck, man! Like, these guys are they're not just going out and spot. They're actually making stuff happen and making it count in that amount of time. And then once they get to like the 15-minute mark, if any of these matches get that far, they're already like match of the year quality. I I guess I'll put a. I have been keeping track of scores. I guess I will be putting them in the description box, so you guys will want to look out for that. The G1 Climax has been great. Karl Anderson, that's what I forgot to mention. The Machine Gun. Some people say he's similar to Randy Orton. He even does a little kind of like pounding on the mat, and he doesn't do it as retarded as Orton, but he still does it. He's better than Orton though. He changed up his look a little bit. I like how he's got his own like singles music. He's got the machine gun, the Tommy gun thing going. Just great guy. Actually, he got the best match out of La Sombra I think I've seen in the tournament. And like La Sombra's a good guy, but he needs the right opponent. La Sombra against Onoe Otaru, in a way, whatever. It's not going to be great. It's not because you know what? He's good and he can work with good guys, but he can't have more than a good match with a La Sombra. But a guy like Anderson, he can have a borderline great. Like that's just how it goes. So can Nakamura though, to be fair. And I believe he had a Suzuki. Suzuki against the La Sombra was just like I couldn't believe it was a La Sombra match. Like I like La Sombra and everything, but he was better than he is against Suzuki and against other guys who have been great. Yeah, I'm on night 5 right now. I actually paused it right after intermission, so I haven't seen the second half of the show. But I'm just breezing through these shows. I'm blowing through them, man. I've been busy too. I've been running. I've been working out. I've been writing. I've been doing all kinds of crazy shit. And I'm just powering through this, and it's like, oh, it's a high, man. I don't even want to go to sleep tonight. I just want to finish this whole thing. I got the rest of this night and then one more show. And I'll be caught up as far as I can get with like YouTube and downloading or whatever. If you need any links or that sort of thing, I can help you out. It'll take a little bit of looking, a little bit of digging, but I can definitely hook you up. G1 Climax, check out Butte. I forget his last name, but he's a pretty big uploader. He uploads all the shows. If you're patient, some of the shows are getting uploaded faster through like various forums and such, and torrents. Yeah, I've got to watch them as soon as I can because I'm hooked, man. And that has been my Japanese stuff. Remember, the Machine Gun Karl Anderson, Nakamura Shinsuke. Nakamura is ridiculous. Tenzan Hiroyshi. I mean, Tenzan. This is the best he looked since like 2005, 2006 maybe. He's motivated. It's Suzuki Minoru. Suzuki is between Suzuki, Nakamura, and Anderson. I think the best overall worker. Nakamura's make other guys look so good. Then again, I would say Anderson got close to like 80% out of Strongman, who by the way is more impressive than Tanahashi right now, sadly. Hey, Strongman probably knows that he's got like a certain thing. He's like a Mark Henry or a Big Show type of guy. I mean, what's the guy with all that muscle? He's not gonna be doing corkscrews and a bunch of stupid shit like that. He'd kill himself. All right, so I don't want to end this Japan part on Strongman. Yeah, well, just Nakamura. Look out for Nakamura. Look out for Anderson. Look out for Suzuki Minoru. I was never a big fan. Like I liked his shoot fighting type stuff, but he is motivated since he's been in New Japan. There's a fire lit under his ass, and damn, he's good. And his song is in my head. It's so good. Oh, he's like sing along. Oh man. New Japan Pro Wrestling, G1 Climax. Get on that shit if you aren't already. If you are already, you know what I'm talking about. We're close. Alright, now I'm going to talk about WWE and specifically Summerslam, the pay-per-view, Sunday night, which is the 14th of August. That's this Sunday coming, or next Sunday. Depends where your calendar starts. I don't know. This card, it's not. They're not focusing too much on building the entire card. I mean, they're selling it on obviously on Cena versus CM Punk 2 for the undisputed WWE Championship. Unfortunately, Triple H has been made the referee. Fortunately, there's a contract signing, and it's not this typical contract signing where Triple H is involved, because he was involved, but it wasn't that kind. Triple H took his cheap shots at Punk. I don't know if he intentionally does it, but he verbally buries people, and if Punk wasn't given freedom to say whatever he wanted, he would be getting no reaction right now. And people thought Triple H kind of killed off his heat, and even I'm like, oh my god, he's doing it again. Then Punk does, he does his thing at the press conference, calls out Triple H, says like some really crazy stuff. And if you're a fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm, you loved when he called John Laurinaitis Funk Man, Marty Funkhauser, because he looks exactly like him, even sounds kind of like him. That's Super Dave Osborne for all you old school people. And then John Cena cuts like a really passionate promo. Not before Cena is played a video from The Rock via CM Punk, via whatever. And Cena he's got the heart, he wears his colors, whatever. He says his cheesy stuff, but he also says his good stuff. And you take any sports movie memorable speech, put it amongst the best ones. Put it amongst like the top of the top, like Hoosiers, whatever. Like the real sports movies. Rocky. I mean, great stuff. I'm like, wow, Cena's going to steal the show. Because I saw the time limit. I'm like, well, this is over. Punker took back the mic, and oh my god, he's so good. And, Cena says, I don't know about you, but I came here for a fight or something. Or it was Punk. I can't remember exactly, because after Punk blew my mind, it was kind of blank. So, yeah, Cena gets kind of involved. Triple H gets involved. Laurinaitis gets hit, and Triple H gets bumped into. And then Triple H and Cena are in the ring next to each other, and Punk's outside the ring. He's like, oh, that's how it is. You try to screw me? That type of thing. And, it's looking great. I mean, both guys have been on fire. Punk is, I will admit, he is better than John Cena, but John Cena is fucking greatness, man. He doesn't do all the moves that people like. Some people want to see him do a dragon suplex. I think he'd kill someone. But he does what he does very well. Sean Waltman put it perfectly. Scott Hall said it, actually, but Sean Waltman was reiterating. Hall used to say, I don't do a lot, but the things I do, I do very well. Well, that's John Cena. And he's not just 5 moves, which, by the way, he mentioned. He mentioned everything people on forums say about him, so obviously he's been paying a little bit of attention. And he's right to say this. I'm getting mad, and Cena's I'm like defending Cena. I mean, I booed him at shows, but I was doing it as a part of the show. Well, like when I was booing him in Toronto because he was facing Edge in the TLC match. Of course I'm going to cheer Edge. Not just because he's Canadian, because he's fucking Edge, but yeah, I'm not going to cheer for Cena. It makes the show more entertaining when the guys are saying it. When the girls are going, the girls and the kids are like, let's go, Cena! And you hear, Cena sucks! From like guys like me. It's fun like that. I don't actually think he sucks. I just prefer his opposition more often than not. He gets put against good guys sometimes. Hey, what am I going to do? I will cheer Cena if he's against a guy I don't like. Or a guy that I like less than him. Also on the card, I'm getting on to something else. So Cena versus CM Punk, WWE Championship. I'm talking my hands a lot, but my webcam's up higher. Cena versus CM Punk, WWE Undisputed Championship. Unfortunately, Triple H is a special guest ref. I don't think it'll hurt the match too bad, because they used to do stuff like this in the Attitude Era all the time, and they had great main events, so I'm not worried. Plus, Punk's better than any wrestler from the Attitude Era. Yeah, boy. I just said that shit. Okay. Also on the card is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Christian versus Randy Orton. This is really boiled over, like it's boiling over the top. That's boiling point. There's no more match after this. No holds barred. World Heavyweight Championship. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, that sort of thing. It's gonna probably be pretty violent. I don't expect blood, but I don't really care because it's gonna be a great match. I mean, these guys without anything hardcore, great. These guys with hardcore type stipulations always works. Christian will probably have a ladder. There'll probably be a table involved. It's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good fight. It's just going to be entertaining. It's getting overshadowed, obviously, by Cena versus Punk, but what isn't? I mean, if I wasn't watching the G1 in Japan right now, that's all I'd be focused on. Better believe that, too. All right. Christian Orton, going to be great. Even people who don't think it is, or think it's gone too long. You can be proven wrong with the no holds barred, bitch. Alright, then we have Mark Henry versus Sheamus. I'm a big Sheamus fan. At first, I hated him. It's because Vince shoved him down our throats. I mean, I was regurgitating him so far down he was so far down my throat. That's what she said. Sick. Okay, so... Sheamus is the Celtic Warrior. He's the one guy who stands up to Mark Henry, or I'm like, he might fuck him up. Sheamus, I personally think, is world championship material, and I think we could actually get Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan by the time WrestleMania comes around for the world title. And it would be great. These guys have had great matches before for the U.S. title. They have amazing matches for a world title. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely going with Sheamus there. I like Mark Henry. I like him as a dangerous guy. I'm thinking maybe Sheamus hits like a bro kick or something. Maybe knocks him over the ropes. And then Sheamus does something crazy, like leaps over the top rope like Undertaker used to do. And maybe a double count out. I kind of like double count out because then they can have some kind of gimmick match the next time. And Sheamus could win. And Mark Henry wouldn't look too weak because, you know, technically, he wouldn't have lost the match. It's no contest. Alright, we also have a Divas Championship matches. You may be like, Sean, why the fuck are you talking about the Divas? Because Beth Phoenix is going to kill the Barbie Kelly. Snap! And her and Natalia are going to run roughshod all over the WWE Women's Division. Sisters of Destruction, whatever you want to call them. It's going to be great. I'm not sure what else is on the card exactly. It's not a very big card. Like I said, they're selling it on specific things. They know that people are going to order it based on these things. They're going to put together good stuff. I believe Dolph Ziggler is the U.S. champion. You have to have him in. Dolph Ziggler versus Alex Riley. I'm sure they'll do it for the Intercontinental or U.S. title. Either way, I mean, the belts switch around like the brands every year. It's confusing, quite frankly. But Dolph Ziggler, my boy, facing A-Rye, who I like, you know. He's not Dolph Ziggler, but he's still very good, and he's improving. Okay, yeah, we got that. Daniel Bryan, I think, has to make it on the card. I would put him against Wade Barrett. And, yeah, I think that's going to be a great match. You just kind of have a little bit of brawl, a little bit of submission, and Daniel Bryan must win that match. Wade Barrett's all right, but he's limited. I think WWE finally realizes that. See, unlike Wade Barrett, Sheamus was able to rise above because he had this skill. I mean, fella, he's just fucking amazing. He's a great athlete. He's a great wrestler. All of his moves count. His facial expression is brilliant, which Cena also has. Yeah, it's going to be great. I expect 7, maybe 8 matches, and I think the main event will probably go at least a good 25 minutes. Which WWE seems to be more focused on the big main event now, which is good because in the past they've had great cards, but the main events have been shit. So that's good. It's all screwy finishes and, you know, stupid stipulations. Cena facing Orton 700 times in a row. You know, people don't want to see that. All right. This has been my SummerSlam preview. It's been my G1 Climax, kind of get you all hyped like a motherfucker. It's been my SummerSlam hype, all this shit. New Japan Pro Wrestling, World Wrestling Entertainment. We rule in the world, and we coming for you!